students. Now, let's talk about ESD. Today's lesson is on ESD. Now, what is ESD? ESD stands for Education Sustainable Development, right? Now, Education Sustainable Development is a teaching and learning approach that empowers individuals to make informed decisions for the benefit of themselves, others, and the planet. Now, ESD basically encourages critical thinking, system thinking, and active participation, right? By enabling learners to understand how their actions affect the environment and society. Why is ESD necessary? Why are we learning about ESD is necessary because the world is changing, and the world is currently facing critical environmental and social issues. Issues such as pollution, biodiversity loss, global warming, water scarcity, all these are issues that the world is facing. Now, ESD fills this gap by making learners aware of the interconnectedness between the people and the environment and the economy, right? So now it helps the learners develop critical thinking skills so they may be able to solve the problems, right? And protect the resources for the future generation. I hope that then. How does ESD relate to physics? Great question, Busiso. Well, physics plays a vital role in understanding the natural laws that govern energy, matter, and the universe, right? So all of these are essential for sustainable development. Topics like energy efficiency, electricity, electromagnetism, motion, thermodynamics are directly connected to sustainability. Let me give you an example. Physics help us design and improve renewable resources, right? Renewable energy technologies like solar panels, wind turbines, which reduce the dependence on fossil fuels, So when we link the two, physics, right, it helps us understand sustainable solutions, right? These are ways that learners it can be applied to the real world problems such as climate change and energy scarcity. How can one implement ESD in a school context? Please explain on that. Great question, Lerato. Okay, so when it comes to the implementation of ESD in schools, this can be done in several ways, right? For example, teachers can incorporate sustainability themes into their teaching. For example, when we're discussing energy conservation in physical science, a teacher can choose to incorporate ESD into that. Also, schools can launch recycling programs, create school gardens, reduce paper usage, celebrate environmental awareness days. This will increase the awareness and the consciousness of ESD. For example, a school might have competitions where learners will plant seeds and compete. The group that has seeds that are more grown than the other ones will get more marks. You see, so now learners can be involved in such activities, community-based projects, so that they can do meaningful things outside the teaching and learning that they get from their classrooms. During my practicals on Wheel, how I incorporated it or how I introduced it to my learners is that I divided them in groups of 4. Then I was able to give them a task that they are supposed to design a device that purifies water and water purification, right? They're supposed to design a device that purifies water and that will help the environment in that way, right? So now the SDG that I mainly focused on that activity was SDG 6, that speaks about clean water and sanitation, because it encouraged the learners with water-related issues in their communities and understand the science behind that. The other SDG that I incorporated was SDG 12, the one that says that responsible consumption and production, because now they were able to recycle materials of filtration systems, which promoted sustainable resource use and waste reduction. Learners were able to understand how daily practices affect water quality and the environmental health.